My name is Toh Jia Ying. I am from Group 9. Our project title is a study on the stratification of online learning among students at UUM during pandemic COVID-19. Due to the different infection rate of COVID-19 in every country, there are more than 1.2 billion children in 186 countries affected by school closures due to the pandemic worldwide. COVID-19 has obtained school, university, and companies to work remotely, and this led to the usage of online learning. The purpose of the article is to study the stratification of online learning and way to improve online learning among UUM students during pandemic COVID-19. The objective of this purpose is to identify the stratification of UUM students on online learning and to investigate the way to improve online learning. Method. This is a cross-section study on the stratification of online learning among UUM students. The selection of this population as a sample was based on the convenience sampling methods. The sample of each population is 50 students. A questionnaire is given by UUM students to fill in through Google Form. This questionnaire consists of 14 questions.
Good evening, Doctor. Myself, Jude Mahendran, metric number 272202. Today I'm going to present about the data result. So there are 10 different 10 different questions put into a data table. So in table 1 shows the gender. So based on our survey, there's 33% male respondents and female is only 17%. So table 2 mentioned that 52% of the respondents prefer face-to-face class, while 48% prefer online class. Okay, table 3 shows own a device for online learning. It asks where the students have their own device for online learning. So 84% mention yes, and 0% mention no. So every student have their own device. Okay, then average time spent during online classes. So 34% mention 3 to 5 hours per day, while 26% mention 5 to 7 hours, and 22% mention 7 to 10 hours, and only 16% mention more than 10 hours. Only 2% mention 1 to 3 hours. So table 5 shows effectiveness of online learning. So based on the table shows 62% of them mention moderate, while only 10 of them mention good, and no student mention excellent, and 26 and 2% mention poor and very poor. So this is a negative review. And table 7 shows the lecture content in during online classes. So the 46% of them mention good, while 12% mention excellent, and some of them 42% of them mention moderate, and there is no poor or very poor. There is no negative review for this table. And concentration during online classes, many of the respondents mention moderate at 38%, while 30% of them mention good, and some of them 24% mention poor. Their concentration are poor. So online lecture content. So this question is based on lectures content during online classes. So many of them mention 48%, which is good, and some of them mention 32% moderate, and excellent only 14%, poor only 6%. So most of it are good reviews. And overall, do students enjoy online learning? So many of them prefer, yes, they do enjoy online learning with 40% overall, and 34% of them mention moderate, while 4% of them mention excellent, and very poor they mention 16, and poor mention 6. Table 11 shows ways to improve online sessions. So 62% of them mention lecturers should include more graphic elements in their lectures, while 40% of them lecturers should interact more with students, and another 40 lecturers should make the lessons review at the end of each sessions, and 48% mention lecturers should provide more tutorials. So based on these suggestions, these are possible with these solutions. It is more likely that to improve online class sessions. So that's all from me, Doctor. Thank you.
I'm Kenneth Seng, matrix number 2788061, and I am going to present about the discussion part for this assignment. Generally, the study shows the satisfaction of UM students attending online class during COVID-19 pandemic period. First, the face-to-face class is more preferred for the students. The result shows that a majority of 54% of the respondents preferred face-to-face class. This proves that students still prefer the traditional way of studying in classes and having their attention on their lecture in real life instead of having their lessons through online class. The reluctance of students having online class may be due to different atmosphere of learning, as well as lack of human interaction between the students and the lecturer. Next, access to all devices for online learning is not a problem for students at all. The data clearly shows that a majority of respondents, which is 84%, can access their device easily, followed by 16% of them being able to access their device, but their device don't function that well. Electronic devices, which are able to access more of the apps needed for online learning, are commonly found in stores nowadays, so students should not have any problem accessing them. Some electronic devices does not work well, maybe due to the long-term usage of the device or the laggy Wi-Fi possessed by the students. There are no respondents that responded that they have shared their device with others or they do not have a device at all. The third discussion is students spend 3 to 5 hours per day attending lectures and completing assessments. Students usually have 2 to 3 classes from Sunday to Thursday. That takes up around like 3 to 5 hours of their time attending lectures. The weekends, Friday and Saturday, are normally used to spend for completing their assignments or maybe studying. That explains why they still have 3 to 5 hours even during weekends. Besides, the lecturer might also have their test and replace their class on a different day of lecture, such as the weekends. So therefore, it is rare that students will only spend less than 3 hours per day attending online lectures and completing assessments. The fourth, the fourth discussion, online learning is moderately effective for students. Online learning is an alternative way of learning. It proves its worth in this study as 62% of the respondents agreed that online learning is moderately effective for them. Online learning is a new trend of learning for most of the people today as it provides more flexibility on the portrayal of content and time management. The convenience and the tools present for online learning users also promotes its usage in educational fields with various multimedia elements. And only one respondent thinks that online learning is not effective for them. Online learning may not be effective because students could not focus on studying online. Based on this study, 29% of the respondents could not focus on learning online. This may be due to the distractions from games or social media apps that are present in their devices, which is why they choose to study face to face. Besides, studying at home makes students more relaxed and distracted compared to studying in classes where the lecturers are always looking out for them, which makes them more focused on class. Next. Students have a medium level of concentration during online class. 90% of the respondents rate their concentration level as 3, which means they put half of their concentration attending online class and half of it doing other stuff. It is hard for them to fully focus on online class because they might encounter network issues or maybe distractions from notifications from their devices. While having a high level of concentration during online class is even harder when there are technical issues present for lecturers. Teachers should include more multimedia elements in their online teaching session. The result shows that 62% of the respondents agreed with teachers adding more multimedia elements to their teaching sessions, for example, pictures, videos, and animations. Online teaching has carved a way for teachers to utilize multimedia tools and elements to make their lessons more attractive and to give students a better learning experience. And lastly, students are satisfied with online teachers' teaching methods. The data shows that all the respondents gave a rating of 3 or higher on a scale of 1 to 5 when they are asked to rate their teachers' teaching methods. This shows that the lecturers are using the correct way of teaching and they should continue their methods for future students and future lessons. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Chooi and my matrix number is 277171. I'm in charge in doing the implications and recommendations. So for the implication, based on the study of the satisfactions of online learning among students, it shows that students can be affected in two ways, which is the personal problems and the lecturer teaching method. The students affected by the personal problems when conducting online learning, such as the device that access online learning, internet connections, concentration towards classes and study environment can affect the satisfactions of online learning among students. Based on the table 3, 60% of students do have their own device to access online classes, but it doesn't work well. All these personal problems may affect the effectiveness of online learning among students. Based on the table 11, 69% of students said that they can focus on the lecturer, 64.3% of students said that they would keep distracting by their mobile phones or social media. 59.5% of students think that their study environment is not good, and 28.6% of students said that their internet connection is poor. Besides that, students affected by the lecturer teaching methods when conducting online learning. The lecturer teaching method is playing an important role during the online learning. The teaching method should be more attractive and interesting. This is because unlike face-to-face classes, lecturers are not able to monitor the students in the class. Based on the table 7, 12% of students are highly satisfied, 46% of students are satisfied, and 42% of students are moderately satisfied with their online learning teaching methods. For the recommendations, based on the survey conducted on the topic, it can be deduced that overall results of the survey shows that the students prefer face-to-face classes sessions as opposed to an online class setting. Below are the collected responses when asked about their suggestion to improve the online class sessions. First of all, teachers include more multimedia elements such as the animations, videos, and images in their teaching content. Majority of students selected this option when asked about the way to improve the online classes. This is because most online classes are conducted with slide presentations that have too many words and too little images that will help students visualize their learning. Visual learnings are more effective when conducting the online classes, as it will help students balance the attentions with their audio learning. Besides that, teachers also can make the lesson reviews at the end of each online. They also express that the lecturer should conduct a lesson review after each class to make sure students are on the same page. In most situations, due to the time constraint, classes will be cut short to make way for the next subjects. Therefore, most online classes do not allow for extra time for lecturers and students to check the understanding of the lessons. However, with proper lessons planning, both lecturers and students will be able to balance the timing to ensure each online class sessions comes with a review so students are able to voice out their doubts and receive the answers. Furthermore, the teachers also can give tutorials for each topics that learn. Students are preferred if lecturers can provide the tutorials for each of the topic that is being shared during their online class sessions. With a tutorial, students will be able to refer later for their task or assignment, which will save their time researching over the internet. The tutorial will match their class sessions and provide better understandings. Then, teachers have more interactions with students. Another recurring choice among students are their opinions that the lecturer should have more interaction with the students. As fellow students, we experience that the same while going through an online class. The students are only shown the slide while lecturers narrated what is written. Narrating of slide will not make it easier for students to understand the topic. However, when interacting with students, for example, asking for questions, students will be able to digest the topic better. It will encourage better participations. Students also can provide quizzes to keep tracks on students. Besides that, improve the device and internet connections of students during online learning will also help the students to increase their satisfactions. Some of the students might not have the ability to obtain the device access to online learning. With this issue happening, over 150,000 laptops and tablets under the Jude initiative are announced in the 2021 budgets, seats to be distributed to the students that are unable to support a device. Besides that, internet connections is always a vital issue to be solved. To solve this, Malaysian government has announced a free 1 gig data per day initiative for all to be used each day. Moreover, a total of 100 internet allowance for students from the B40 household for 2 months is given by the University Sultan Zainal Abidin to ensure students are able to join the online classes. So, in conclusion, satisfactions of online learning among students at UUM is not only affected by the teaching method of the school, but also affected by many other issues such as the ability to obtain a functional device, the study environment, and the internet connections. This study could be able to identify the satisfactions and reason of online learning among students and ways to improve it in the future. Thank you.